What's up, everyone? This is CyberKnight 8610. The ban list is getting really close with September just around the corner. And so yeah, it's time for a ban list prediction. Now, Konami has shown just time and time again that we never really know what's going to happen. Hopefully, it's going to be just as crazy as last time because last ban list was just absolutely crazy. Everyone thought the ban list was fake for the longest, so I can't wait to see what they do, really. So yeah, this is just my prediction on this. This is just what I think. You know, maybe I'll get a few of these right. Maybe I'll get them all right. Or none. I mean, it's all possible. So yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy. I know a lot of you requested this, and let's get started. I guess first we'll go with Unlimited. I don't know, I just kind of figured that'd probably be the best one to start with. And really only have one thing. I've seen lots of other people go with all kinds of different stuff. Destiny Draw, Bottomless, Torrential, I've even heard sometimes. You know, there's all kinds of different ones. I'm just going to go with Summoner Monk. It's one I haven't really heard of too much. I figured it would kind of promote the XC thing. It kind of seems like something Konami would do, something that's a little crazy. And I just kind of figured it'd be kind of funny to see that card at 3 again. You know, it just, an interesting card. You do have to get rid of a spell card for it, so it has an alright cost. And I just kind of figured that'd be something that they would end up doing to really promote, you know, Utopia and all that kind of stuff yet again, because they always kind of do the ban list lately where it's to help XCs get there a little faster, so I would kind of figure this would be something they would do. It just sounds like something Konami would do, and that's really the only thing that I could really think of for, you know, that would go to 3. Anyway, though, for 2, semi-limits, of course. These will all be that will go to 2, in my opinion. Blackwing Gale. Not many people have talked about Blackwings. I feel like Blackwings are going to somehow get a return. A lot of people were thinking Collude. I kind of thought that at the beginning, but then you would have to bring back Honest in a way. I feel like Gale is the prime suspect for this. I know a lot of people even said Whirlwind, but I think it would be fine to bring Gale back at least to 2. I know it still has a pretty powerful effect, but I would like to see Blackwings kind of come back, and that's kind of, you know, probably one of the odd things on my list, but it's just kind of something that would just be really interesting because we are going to see a few Blackwing support come out. You know, we're seeing a new Synchro come out pretty soon and everything, so I'm kind of wondering, hey, would they maybe, you know, just kind of give them a break on the ban list for once? Who knows? TG Striker. I feel like that was kind of wrong that they did that last time. I really hope we see that again. I know it can be special summon pretty easy and everything, like a mini Cyber Dragon and everything, and it's also a tuner. We also know that, you know, Konami really hit a lot of synchros and tuners last time, so, you know, I feel like they ought to bring this one back, though. I mean, it was really unfair in a lot of ways, I thought. So, yeah, I do believe that we'll see that at least at 2. Agent Earth, you know, of course, the Agent Mysteries, all them, you know, for all the people that like the Agent stuff, I feel like that needs to come back at 2. It pretty much destroyed the deck since it went to 1 last list. So I feel like at least at 2, that way we'll at least see a sort of competitive Agents. I believe they can run pretty well on 2 Earth, so I didn't like how they just destroyed that deck last time. It was one that was pretty new, and all of a sudden they just wiped it off the face of the earth pretty quickly. So I believe we'll at least see it at 2. Tour Guide. A lot of people are saying this too. I don't think it's going to get a limit, of course. I think it's going to be a whole Tengu thing all over again because it's going to get a reprint really soon in Japan even. And, or actually printed in Japan, excuse me for that, because it's TC exclusive. So, of course, they're going to have an extra pack that's going to have a lot of different stuff, including White of Rabbit and stuff too. So, yeah, I really think that it will at least see a semi-limit, sort of like the whole Tengu thing. And I'd love to see this in some ways just because I get sick of seeing Tour Guide and everything, so maybe at least we won't see Tour Guide as much and everything. Because it gets a little boring that way. It's sort of like, it's kind of similar to what happened to Tengu. We saw that in freaking everything. So yeah, and Rescue Rabbit at 2. I don't really think they're going to limit it. That would be too much, I believe. But, you know, and also with the 10s coming out, I feel like they're really trying to promote Dino Rabbit. But at 2, it's not too much. You know, it doesn't really kill the deck. And, you know, it kind of puts it, maybe it'll just kind of calm it down a little. So that's why I'm thinking 2 is probably the best bet. Limit. These are all cards that I believe will go to 1. Alright, Insector Dragonfly. I know a lot of people are saying Hornet. No, Dragonfly is the one that swarms and everything. It causes the trouble. In the OCG, Insectors are doing a lot of damage. They're pretty much, you know, tier 0, the best, one of the best decks out there. I know Lavels do really well too. And Heroes are doing really well, which is really nice. I like Heroes. But yeah, I think that that's going to end up happening because it would make more sense because it does stop a lot of the whole little summoning things where they can get to the field really quickly, and it would make more sense because Insectors still work just fine with 1 Hornet. Even though they still, a lot of people still run 3, they still do pretty well and will be still a pain to deal with at 1. So I believe Dragonfly is going to get hit pretty good this time. You know, it's going to get limited, and Insectors will kind of get smacked down this ban list. Super Polymerization. I feel like a lot of people are forgetting this card. I know I've seen a lot of other hero cards being targeted, but Super Polymerization is going to be the problem. You give them the Dark Hero, which is we're about to get in August, and yeah, I believe that's going to be the real problem, and it should get limited. You can't negate it with anything. Really, the only way you can counter it is by a Bottomless, because you can just Bottomless the card they bring out. And yeah, it's really one of the trouble cards, or it will be one of the trouble cards whenever we have all the Omni Heroes, which is, you know, one of every attribute of those heroes. So once we get the Dark one, I believe it's going to be a pain. So I believe that Super Polymerization needs to get limited, because that card is going to be pretty evil. Levier the Sea Dragon. I believe now we're getting to this point where we're going to see XCs finally start hitting the ban list. I don't think there are going to be many on the ban list. This is really the only one I have on the ban list. So yeah, I think they're going to kind of start doing that. Sort of like we did with Synchros. You know, they made them really overpowered for a couple formats or so, and then all of a sudden we're going to see them slowly start going to the ban list. Levier is a really powerful card, works great with Dino Rabbits and stuff, you know, and I at least think we're going to see it hit to 1. Sort of like how Black Rose got hit like that and all that too, where it's a staple kind of XC in most decks, but we're at least going to see it limited to 1. And even though most decks use only 1, it's still going to be one I think we're going to see at 1. I don't think it's going to get banned, anything like that. I don't think we're going to see an XC banned for at least one more format, at least, because I don't think they're still going to want to ban anything. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This is one I'm not 100% sure on, because I'm thinking Konami's going to want to make the money off Gustav and not want to even touch this card, or at least maybe go to 2, maybe. But it kind of needs to get limited. It's a really powerful card. It causes a lot of trouble. It's one of the main cards for a lot of different dragon stuff, and it does need to get hit. It is a really powerful card, so yeah, it should get limited. But with Gustav around the corner, are they really going to do it? You know, this card is the one that can really summon Gustav, and if it gets hit, that might hurt sales, so you never know with that. A lot of people are thinking Ivysaurs and put them on the list too. You know, the Ivysaur, or Evokaisers, I guess, really, the XC monsters for the Evos. And I don't believe they're going to get hit at all. I believe Dino Rabbit's the problem, not them. They're about to get released in the 10s. They want to make more money off those, so I believe they're not going to even touch them. I don't think it's really fair anyway to destroy the Evo's boss monsters just because another deck like Dino Rabbit is able to abuse them easily. So get rid of the problem, get rid of the Dino Rabbit trouble. So that's why the Livier and Rescue Rabbit are on my list. So it'll kind of slow down at least the Dino Rabbit part. And it won't hurt sales too of the 10s, which kind of seems like something Konami would come up with. Bands. I have a few different cards of ban list, and just 3, I guess, really, so let's get down to them. Future Fusion. This is one a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying you're crazy for saying. I believe it will, because I know everyone's saying, well, only dragons, they're not going to do it. Heroes. Hello? Did people forget Heroes? Heroes are actually doing really well in the OCG. I know Chaos Dragon's not doing much. Heroes. Come on. It's not going to be, you know, a lot of the other stuff for Heroes. The Future Fusion does work really great with them. A lot of people forget that. There's a lot of different hero stuff that's going around, and so yeah, it will hit more than one deck. You know, it's not going to just hit Chaos Dragons. Besides, I don't believe 5 God will get hit because it's about to get reprinted in the Legendary Collection. So, I mean, they have hit stuff that got printed or even reprinted, and they've even limited and done that too. So it's not totally out of the question. Like I said, Konami has surprised us many times. I mean, Royal Oppression was printed in Gold Series and then got limited. You know, and it was like within a month or whatever, or it was something like that. They were really close together when those two happened. So, I mean, it is possible. But I believe the Future Fusion is the one that is more of the troublemaker. It does, you know, really bring 5 dragons to the graveyard with 5 God Dragon. I mean, it's just that powerful. And with heroes, you can always bring a couple heroes to the grave and then use Miracle Fusion. It's what makes Miracle Fusion the real trouble. So yeah, Future Fusion kind of needs to go, at least for a few formats. Maybe it'll make a return. I believe it needs to kind of go away for a little bit, though. Wind Up Hunter. I believe this is really the only wind-up that really needs to get hit. It gets rid of a lot of the little loop stuff that it goes with, at least, you know, and gets rid of the whole, where it destroys your hand kind of thing. A lot of people are saying Zen Mighty will get hit. I thought that for a little bit too, but it's still going to be a pain. And besides, Konami's even talked about how Hunter, they were just going to give it a little bit more time, and then, you know, they said that last ban lesson that they would probably end up hitting it. So I believe it really does make the most sense for them to do. And the last one that I have for being banned, which you can't use anymore, and that is Blackluster Soldier. I believe they just kind of did this for a little bit. It's going to be one of those things which we have for a few formats and it's just going to disappear. The card is too good anyway. I don't care what you say about priority. The card's too good. It's too easy to bring out a 3,000 attack monster, and and it can even banish, and it can attack twice. It's too good. It needs to go away. It just kind of needs to go away for a little bit. A lot of people are saying that maybe Chaos, Dark Magician of Chaos will return, and they'll just kind of switch them. I don't believe that's going to happen. Dark Magician of Chaos does not need to come back either. We don't need to replace a broken card with another broken card. That would just not make any sense at all. So yeah, that's just kind of my ban list. I know Sangan went on there, which is another fan favorite. I believe, like a lot of people do, with Tour Guide getting semi-limited, it's not going to be too much trouble with Sangan, although it wouldn't surprise me either for it to get banned. I mean, that wouldn't be a big shocker at all. What kind of decks would make the format then? What would we see? Well, we're going to finally see levels in the TCG. I think they might actually be competitive. We're going to see lots of stuff from the that are going to come into TCG, actually, with Hidden Arsenal anyway. Gishkis, I believe, are going to start making an appearance. Heretics will be really good, I think. Dark Worlds are going to be meh. That's the reason I don't understand when they're on people's ban list either. A lot of people have said this too. They haven't really done anything that's just too... I mean, there was that one tournament where everyone's going to say that they were going to own everyone, and they didn't do any good at all. So I don't believe we're going to see, too much... The Dark Worlds are going to stay where they're at, really. I mean, they're going to still do all right, but, you never know. I think 6 Samurais are going to do okay as well, kind of in that same level, about tier 2 or so. I think we're going to see a rise in heroes. Even with, a few of the things that I hit them on this ban list, I still think we're going to see them come back. And let's see, what else? If this ban list is true, I think Chaos Dragons will go down a little bit, and it'll hurt Heretics a little bit with this list, but like I said, I still think they'll do pretty well. Let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else that I might be missing. Fish. There are going to be lots of different fish decks. I mean, with Abyssal Rising and all this stuff, Konami is really pushing the water monsters. There's going to be lots of, Atlanteans, and just like maybe even a form of Banfish, kind of coming back. I know with Livier getting limited, that would hurt them a little bit, but there's still going to be a lot of new fish support in general, Sea Serpent, whatever. So, yeah, we're about to see, I think, a rise of them as well. But yeah, is there something I didn't cover on this list? Do you have your own list? Please tell me, of course, in the comments, what you would change. Constructive criticism is the best kind. And, of course, if you have your own list, post this video response. I want to see some different lists out there. I want to see what you guys think. Of course, always, please hit the like button. It helps me out a lot to see the likes. And, hopefully this is a pretty good list. Hopefully Konami just doesn't destroy a bunch of different decks. I believe if anything that's in danger, it's going to be in the Insectors. Is the main one that's going to be in danger because they're doing really well in the OCG. It makes the most sense. And our list, remember, our list is based primarily off the OCG. It doesn't matter too much what happens in TCG. Too much anyway. They take into account a little bit, but it always depends mainly on what happens in the OCG. So remember that. So yeah, anyway, please tell me what you guys think. Thanks for watching. We'll, of course, have a video whenever we do actually hear the ban list. Maybe we'll hear something about the ban list pretty soon. I mean, it's getting closer and closer. Any day now we'll hear something. And I hope that all the different decks that I've made aren't going to get stomped. And I'm sure you guys feel the same way. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And if there's another video that you guys really want to see, like this one, for example, while you guys requested it, please tell me in the comments or send me a message. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you guys later. Hope you've enjoyed my latest video. Be sure to check out the next and previous buttons that are down below so you can see some of the past and future videos that I've made. And also be sure to check out the 2 featured videos that are on both sides of me. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. Later, guys.